Greetings, beautiful people. It is none other than I, your favorite content curator, Beige Moon. This video is about both my first experience at EVO, so it's kind of a documentation, and I have a bunch of shots of EVO, as well as a few interviews I did of players that were playing in EVO, specifically in Tekken. So, as you can see, I am wearing a Tekken shirt because I thought that it was quite, appropriate for the video. I went with my friends Brian and my friend and brother Tony, who goes by yoonsee, and well, it was quite an experience, both just getting to Vegas and the fact that when we were in Vegas, we were there during a heat wave, my bad, not heat stroke. So that was not fun, but it was overall a great experience. I would definitely love to go to EVO again. We are here in EVO 2024. I'm in the parking lot right now. I haven't gone in yet. I just wanted to make a little bit of an intro video before I go in. It is hot. We found indoor parking, thankfully, and yoonsee already went into the venue to start. So we'll pick up badges soon, and I'll see you inside. All right, little update. Just got my badge over here. The line was pretty long, but very, very doable. I heard the line getting into the con is a lot longer, so we're about to figure that out. Yep. Originally, I said that I would possibly consider competing in EVO in that video, but now that I have tried practicing hours and hours of Tekken, me personally, I don't think I could possibly compete. I commend people that are able to compete and dedicate plenty of hours into Tekken. So, I really do. But me personally, I don't know. I may compete for fun, but I don't know how serious I can actually take it because there's so many things on my plate and so many things I want to do, and I don't know if I can commit well to Tekken. So unfortunately, I don't think you'll see that from me as you will with my brother. As for my experiences in EVO, the first day we got there, it was really hot. Not too hot yet, but we checked into our hotel and then we immediately went to EVO, which is at the Vegas Convention Center. On my first go around, you could see just how well organized EVO was this year. I can't say for other years because this is my first experience, of course. I went through the artist alleys, as you'll see. I have plenty of shots of that. Here's inside the con. I think to go in. Here's the PlayStation store, the Red Bull truck, some of the artist alley stuff. Over there is the OmoCat store. League Legends Lounge is over there. Artist alley. It stretches from here, there. I believe it's like 5 or 6 rows of just straight up artist alley stuff. I believe on the first day, the first 2 interviews I had were of my brother and of a player that goes by the name of MadMike. Both, of course, pleasant, and I'm glad that both agreed to do so. Good to see you.
Yes, you as well. You as well, good sir. I didn't catch your name actually.
Oh, I go by Beige Moon. Beige_Moon on
That's
YouTube
such a
and
cool
stuff.
Name.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good to see you, good sir.
I know who you are. But for people that don't know,
I'm MadMike. I do content creation. Getting close to 30,000 subscribers. So shout out to everybody who's subscribed. But yeah, just chilling here at EVO and ran into these awesome guys.
Yeah. Okay. So first question I wanted to ask you.
I'm ready.
I've been asking a few people this already, but. Do you remember your first Tekken game? Like the one that got you into Tekken?
My first Tekken game, yeah, it was for sure Tekken 3. Yeah, no, it was for sure Tekken 3. That was the first one I ever played. And then, and a few months kind of passed, and I was like, this game's cool. And then after a few months, I hopped on Tekken 7. And I was like, this is really cool. And that's the one that kind of really got me.
From 3 to 7?
From 3 to 7, I know. And so then after I decided, okay, I really want to cover Tekken 8, I started doing a bunch of research, learning all the lore, all the characters, and played the rest of the games, you know, because I was like, I can't be out here making content. And people are like, this guy doesn't know anything. So
fair.
So yeah, I had to learn all that I could. But yeah.
Do you remember the first character you wanted to play in Tekken versus the character you're playing now?
I think
how does that change?
The funny thing is, I believe it was Jin. And for the longest time, I thought Jin and Kazuya were the same person.
Oh, that's a very easy mistake.
And since Kazuya isn't in Tekken 3, I was like, oh, it's Kazuya, but obviously it was Jin.
Yeah.
But no, really quickly, all I remember is I saw Huareng, I played with him a little bit, and I was like, I don't know why, but this is my guy. And then, I ended up doing Taekwondo and stuff, so I just kind of connect with him more as a character.
Yeah, so. It makes me wish that Paek-Doo-san was still in the game.
Dude, I know. RIP. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he's dead, is he?
I don't think so. He's just not in the game.
I think everybody thinks he's dead, but he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Wang Jinrei dead?
Pretty sure he's dead. Dude's like 105.
Yeah.
So
fair enough. All right. This is your second Evo, right?
This is my second Evo.
Yes. Can you tell me what's like the difference between the first time you went to Evo versus like this year?
So the difference is it was much more planned. I wasn't even doing Tekken content the first time I was doing Evo. It was actually my buddy One Step. He's over there. He kind of invited me.
Oh, okay.
Like we had never met before. I was just a huge fan of his.
Oh, okay.
And he does fighting game content.
Gotcha,
so he invited me. And so last year at Evo, I was just kind of a spectator. I was just here and been like, oh, this is really cool. And from there, he gave me the idea. He was like, dude, if you love fighting games, is there a fighting game you like? And I was like, yeah, Smash Bros. But obviously, unfortunately, Evo doesn't do Smash anymore. And so he was like, anything else? And I was like, Tekken's pretty cool. And now here we are. So now, from going from an observer to here, I got to compete, which was awesome, and I'm just making a ton of content. Right. So huge difference, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's been a great time.
Well, with Tekken 7, there were a lot of guest characters. We're really early in with Tekken 8. We've only got 2 DLC characters as of right now.
Yep.
We have Eddie, and then we have Lydia that's coming out after Evo. Is there any characters you'd like to see come into Tekken, despite like the logistics and stuff? Just like crazy if this could happen.
Okay, if we're talking guest characters.
Yes.
For sure, Snake.
Snake?
Metal Gear Solid. Snake joining, I think would be so cool.
Right on. I actually was wearing a Metal Gear shirt yesterday.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. See, I guess you could argue maybe he'd be a better fit for Mortal Kombat with like all of his bombs and whatnot. But dude, you've got Victor. Victor's got a gun, a sword, and like 2 knives.
He basically is Snake.
Pretty much, yeah. I just think Snake would be, it'd be so sick. It'd be so sick. So yeah, he's my top character that I'd love to see in there as far as guest characters.
All right, final question.
Hit me.
Is there any characters besides Hwarang that you feel like you might pick up now that you've...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. There's like 15. If I were to narrow it down though, it's right now, as of currently, between Reina and Lee. I don't know what it is about Lee, but he looks like a ton of fun. I love his character. And then Reina, the second I saw her, I fell in love. Like, literally, it was kind of a problem. I've never had like a video game crush, but I was like, hey, Reina, Yeah, and then she just showed up unannounced. Dude, I remember watching it live and I was like, I gotta play her. but yeah, no. So after this event, I'm definitely picking up Reina and Lee. All right,
thank you so much for doing this interview.
Absolutely.
This is last section is for if you have anything you want to say. This is like your time. Anything you want to do or talk about.
First off, shout out to God. Secondly, if you guys haven't come to Evo, highly recommend that you do. It's a blast. Even if you don't particularly enjoy fighting games, there's so much other stuff here. The cool art. And just the people you meet. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
For those that don't know, MadMike is a dedicated Tekken player who streams his games on YouTube. And he is very passionate about the game. And he also plays the same main as I do, which is Hwarang. And I cannot gush about more about how great of a player he is and how friendly he is as well, and he made my overall experience, especially my first day. I think we hung out actually all 3 days of Evo, and he was just incredibly nice and incredibly informative about Tekken as well. And also, the first day matches were quite intense. There were a lot of matches where I was watching Tekken in that competitive level. And I thought to myself, man, it's crazy how much time people dedicate to Tekken and how good people are in a professional setting. It's one thing to see your friends play, and it's another to actually see pros going at it against each other. And you see a bunch of moves that I don't think I ever saw. And I'm pretty sure a bunch of people that are just casual fighting game players would be completely surprised that their characters, or even characters that they don't like or do like, have this weird and crazy set of moves. So that is that. On day 2 of EVO, I filmed a bit more of the convention side of EVO. Hello, day 2 of EVO. And we're out here at the Vegas Convention Center. It is hot. Of course, it's gonna be like 113 degrees Fahrenheit at max heat today, so that will suck. I think it's 93 right now. Here's the area. As you can see over there, I don't know if you can see it, that is the, oh shoot, that's the sphere. Very close to that too. That's Brian over there. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think there's enough stuff more than a day at EVO or something. So hopefully the attendance goes up in the future. I'd like to see more stuff last more than just the first day for EVO. Thank you, Brian. That was the day that LilyPichu went against, and a bunch of other content creators went against people in the audience. And then, you know, that was a great fun time. Also, as the content creators as well as Tekken players were making themselves available to be fought on the big stage for EVO, that's when, at the end of it, there is a match between Lily and the creator of Tekken, who is Harada. And Lily actually surprisingly beat Harada. Harada's not like any other fighting game creator or developer, or any game developer in general. He plays and dedicates quite a few hours to Tekken. It really shows when he plays. He's no ordinary player. He's definitely, maybe not at super pro level, but he is still a very good Tekken player. Harada is not someone that is easy to beat. So that was crazy. It was 2-2 until the final match, where Lily, I think, just barely beat Harada, but it was enough to send the entire audience into a frenzy, and it was crazy to see in person. And yeah, that was that. I was able to get an interview with her. She was very nice about it. I was very underprepared. Unfortunately, because I wanted to sort of speed things up and not, you know, spend too much time or take too much of her time, I didn't get to check if the mic was properly fastened. And unfortunately, the audio in that interview is not the best.
All right. So I know you started playing Tekken. I have a few questions for you today. Of course, I know who you are, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who you are. But for anyone else that doesn't, would you like to do like a short introduction?
I'm LilyPichu, I'm a content creator. Pretty much.
All right. So, my first question for you is: out of all the fighting games that out of all the fighting games to choose from, why did you choose Tekken?
We did a custom map. I want my maybe tonight. Literally just got. I just want to try on it. That's the end.
How'd you end up picking Lily for you?
Because my name's Lily.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, that's good. I'm like, oh, Lily. That's my name. I'm a player.
Is there anyone else you consider?
Yeah, Gal Human.
Shout out you. Where are you learning?
I did scared out to see some video in Alyssa. All the cute characters. I sometimes wonder how different my Tekken journey would have been if I picked Should Go To EVO, right? That's too cute.
I don't think so. It's always good to, you know, pick up a name, and then like once you get the fun character, it is okay to pick up.
I don't think I've asked for her yet, so I'm gonna wait until I really know her, and then
That's right. Brother. And okay. you know, it's your first Evo, right? Yeah. How's your experience? You go to any other later Evos?
Yeah, I would love to go to more Evo to the future. I also want to do locals. I just want to get better. Like fighting against people and just like really cool. So
It's a pretty good community.
yeah, everyone's so very good stuff. Yeah.
Final question. I don't want to take you too close, but there is like a collaboration. I'd love to see Tekken. I'd like to see maybe some really random guest characters.
Oh wow, a guest character would be really cool. I know it's decided that maybe have you had guest characters?
Well, 7 was the first time they had guest characters outside of Tekken.
You might have seen this. Yeah, put Lux and Tekken.
Lux. That'd be kind of cool.
Not really.
Right. Alright.
Was she in January 6th?
Yeah.
She was great. It was fun talking to her just about Tekken and of course about her experiences at EVO as well. Both Lily and my brother also had a match on second day because he asked her, I think he's like the only person that asked her to actually play against her in Tekken. And that was a really fun match. She said something along the lines of, thank you for letting me win to Tony. And I think we all got a very good laugh out of that. She's very good at Tekken. And I hope eventually, I know she's not playing it right now, but I hope that she possibly comes back to Tekken at some point. On day 3, I had an interview with one of my brother's friends who he had met at Anime Expo. His name is CC3 or Chris. Very nice guy. He competed in both Tekken and Street Fighter.
Hi everyone, my name is CC3. I am a Street Fighter player and a Tekken player. I probably focus more on Street Fighter a little more because that's home for me. I picked up Tekken during the pandemic and ever since I've been liking it a lot. So, you know, I've been dabbling around. You know, Tekken 8, I haven't played a lot yet, but I'm trying my best and, you know, just playing games.
Yeah, I mean, it's new. So if you want to get into it, this is the perfect Tekken to get into right now.
Yeah.
Is this your first Evo? This is not your first Evo,
No.
but how many Evos have you gone to?
I've been to 3, so I started right after the pandemic. You know, the first year is always scary. As you can see, there's a lot of people here.
Right.
Especially day 2, where
Yeah.
it just seems like the whole world is watching your pulls. So,
It's true. It's true.
you know, I like to think that the more you do it, the less nervous you get. But I think, regardless if you're a pro, amateur, or just a casual, I think you're gonna feel the nerves no matter what. And,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember? This is kind of a double question. You said you got into Tekken during the pandemic. So was that Tekken 8 or was
Tekken 7.
Tekken
So,
7.
2020, you know, there were no tournaments or no events to go to.
right?
And since there was not really a tournament in sight, I kind of just was like, you know, I have so much free time now. Why not get into Tekken?
Gotcha.
Tekken probably has a really special place in my heart. When I was a kid, my uncle, he gifted me his PlayStation 1
Oh.
and Tekken 2.
Oh.
So back then I would just grind story mode all the time with no memory card. But yeah, I guess it's my homage to the nostalgia that I
Gotcha.
like used to have for the game. So
The reason why I said this was like a double parter was now it's kind of flipped. Do you remember the very first Street Fighter game that got you into Street Fighter?
I got into Street Fighter at an anime convention where they played top 8 on the stage, like
Okay.
many of them, or many of these. And I just watched it and I loved it. You know, it just felt something. It just felt something possible that I could do. And,
Gotcha.
you know, I like to think I'm getting there, but I can always improve. So
Right.
yeah.
Who are your mains in both Street Fighter and Tekken? Who did you start with, and who are your mains currently? Are they different?
So in Street Fighter 6, I started with Ken. I like to think that I'm a loyalist, so whoever I played first when the game first came out,
Right.
you know, I'm gonna stick with them because, you know, I think a lot of people, they change based on how good a character is. I try not to do that. So you just want to stay loyal. For Tekken, now, okay, it's not like that for me in Tekken. I play Jack, but then I also have a Fang in my pocket. They kind of they switch a lot. But
Fair enough.
I'm probably like 70% Jack, 30% Fang.
Thank you so much for the interview today. This is your time now. If there's any final thoughts or anything you'd like to say, or maybe where people can find you in your socials and stuff, this would be the perfect time to let everyone know.
Everyone, follow me on the official CC3. I stream almost every day. I try to do every day, but I'm trying to do YouTube a little bit. Look, I need an editor, so if anyone wants to edit, you know, please be my guest. But yeah, on my socials, you'll just see all my FGC stuff. And please keep rooting for me, because I'm trying very hard, and I like to think that I entertain a lot of people.
All right, thank you so much.
Both MadMike and CC3 made it to day 2 of Tekken, and then they both unfortunately got eliminated. But day 2 is when things get very intense. There were some really crazy games. I saw, you know, my personal favorite Tekken player, Nee, play, and I've been a big fan of his for a long time. My brother also asked to play against him. He agreed because my brother and Nee have like a whole history. I don't want to say it. I'll let him explain it, but they have like this whole history, and he recognized him, so that was really cool. And they had like a good conversation. And meanwhile, me being a fan of Nee, I have been a fan of Nee since I think I was in middle school. And well, it was intense, and it was very nerve-wracking for me. I usually don't really get too nervous around people, but his energy that he exudes is just that of complete professionalism. And watching his matches in person is just completely different than just watching it on like YouTube or online. It is crazy. He didn't win EVO, of course, but just to see him play in person is really something else. As well as meeting a bunch of cool people that also play Tekken. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted to, and I said in the video that I wanted to see the finals, and I was hoping to get some footage, at that time, my brother and we stepped out and we got something to eat for lunch. And unfortunately, when we returned, the line started for the finals of EVO, and it wrapped all around. And I have some footage of the line, but it wrapped all the way to the outside of the tournament. And that was intense. That was crazy because, one, I could have never predicted Tekken to get as popular as it did this EVO. And also, it's just, I don't think any of us could have imagined the line to have gotten as crazy as it has. So that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm hoping that during next EVO, I'm able to actually get in line and actually really see the final. I'm always gonna root for Nee, of course, because he's my favorite player. But I'm hoping that also my brother is able to go a lot further than he did. He got really far. This was his first ever fighting game tournament. He was the top 44% at EVO, and technically like top 20% or so for a beginner at EVO. He got really far, and you know, I want to congratulate him on his hard efforts.
All right, Tony, of course. Yoonsee, Beige Moon, of course. Hi, I'm Yoonsee. The reason why my friend Brian behind the camera and I are here today is because of this man right here out in EVO, actually. I'm gonna ask this man a few questions, of course, and we'll see what the rest of EVO looks like. First question.
Yes.
Do you remember the first Tekken game that got you into Tekken?
It's tag team. It's definitely tag team.
Right.
Of course you know the story, but when I was like about 4 or 5, I don't remember the age quite frankly, but there was this tutoring place that my parents signed me up for.
Right.
And essentially I just played Tekken, and from my brother's memory, Beige Moon, he said I chose Xiao Yu because the bracelets were shiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was a really interesting thing. Xiao Yu just makes sense to me. So yeah.
Fair.
Sadly I didn't do well today, but I'll do better next time.
Hey, win one game, Better than no game. My next question for you. I know you're in between characters right now. You don't have a secondary. If you have to pick a secondary though, ideally, despite all the analytics and whatnot, who would you choose?
Okay, so this is a really interesting question. I really want to play Lee,
Right.
but his precision is too hard for me.
Right.
But I also want to play Asuka because she's hot. She's just simply hot.
I like the
love
honesty.
Asuka.
Yeah.
But, you know, honestly, I do really want to try Lydia too. But we'll have to see, because I played Lydia today and I thought she was actually fantastic.
Is there any Tekken characters you think that are a little overrated or deserve a nerf that isn't getting a nerf?
Easily Victor.
Easily Victor.
Easily Victor and
That's a fast-
Aliza.
Victor and Elisa.
Yeah, no.
Fast answers.
I played against Aliza today, just casually. Guy was just laying down, relying on those boosters.
The chainsaws too.
Oh,
Don't forget
those
the
chainsaws were horrible. So I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
All right.
Yeah.
My last question for you. Who do you think has the best rage art and why in Tekken 8?
Oh, not Xiao Yu. But in all honesty, I really like Lydia's. It's so different. It's so cool. I also like Dragunov's. It's a close second. And then a third would be Reyna's. Easily Reyna's.
Well, thank you for being on. And if this is your time, so anything you want to say for final thoughts or social media, where they can find you?
I have a channel on YouTube. It is yoonsee_. And, you know, I have a EVO, Road to EVO video came out real soon. And my first video is how many maid cafes can I go before I leave Korea? So I have a bunch of good ideas and I would love to share Korea with y'all. So please subscribe. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok apparently.
Twitter.
And Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. So please follow.
Definitely not an IU fan account.
It's definitely an IU fan account. All right, thanks.
He plans to go to more EVO tournaments next year. I'm hoping that he continues to grow and he gets further and he sort of makes a name for himself as he plays more. Well, that is it for my time. Thank you so much for your time for watching. If you like this video and if you found it entertaining, consider following me. You can find my socials underneath in the description. You know, be kind to others, be kind to your friends, your family, and most importantly, yourself. I will see you next time.